Have you ever met someone who seems to defy every social norm, yet somehow you can't stop watching them? Someone who moves through the world with such a unique wavelength that you're left wondering, what planet is this guy from? If that resonates, you've probably encountered a Sigma male. Psychologists have long been fascinated by outliers, people who exist on the edges of traditional hierarchies. Sigma males are exactly that, the lone wolves, the rule-benders, the masters of subtle rebellion. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Individual Differences found that individuals who reject societal norms often develop traits that seem downright strange to the average person. But here's the twist: these quirks aren't flaws. They are survival strategies, adaptations for a world built on conformity. So what exactly makes Sigma males so different? Is it their unshakable calm in chaos? Their ability to bend rules without ever technically breaking them? Or maybe it's the way they can make silence feel louder than words. Whatever the reason, their traits aren't just unique, they're borderline bizarre. And yet, these very qualities are what draw people in, leaving them both fascinated and confused. Today, we're diving into the weirdest traits Sigma males possess. Traits that will make you say, "What the?" From their ghost-like social presence to their vault-like emotional control, these behaviors are as intriguing as they are unconventional. Buckle up, because what you're about to discover will challenge everything you thought you knew about human behavior. Reason 1. Their friendliness feels like a ghost whisper. Ever met someone who feels warm and approachable, yet somehow distant at the same time? Someone who's friendly enough to make you comfortable, but not enough for you to actually figure out who they are? That's the Sigma male's social energy in a nutshell. Sigma males possess a rare, almost paradoxical form of friendliness. They can step into any room and interact effortlessly, yet they move through conversations like a shadow, present, but never fully exposed. Their presence is felt, but their essence stays hidden. It's not because they're cold. It's not because they're shy. And it's definitely not because they don't care. It's because they've mastered the art of engaging without entangling. They treat social interactions like a chessboard, every move intentional, every response calculated. They choose their words carefully, speak with calm precision, and show just enough warmth to build rapport, but never enough to form unnecessary attachments. They'll laugh at your joke. They'll listen attentively. They'll make you feel respected and understood. But once the interaction ends, you realize something strange. You still don't know a thing about them. Their friendliness feels almost ghostly, like a soft whisper in a quiet room. It's real, but it fades quickly, leaving you wondering who they really are and why they feel so familiar yet unreachable. And there's a reason for this. Sigma males see their time and energy as limited resources. They don't spread themselves thin across meaningless conversations or temporary connections. To them, emotional investment is a serious decision, not something to hand out freely. While most people use small talk as a social lubricant, Sigma males see it as unnecessary noise. They value depth over chatter, substance over social rituals. So they show politeness, but not openness. Presence, but not vulnerability. This selective approach often confuses people. Some label them hard to read, quietly intimidating, or too self-contained. But in reality, their distant friendliness is a shield, not a flaw. It's how they protect their inner world while still functioning in the outer one. It keeps them grounded, calm, and in control. And ironically, it makes them even more magnetic. The less they reveal, the more people want to know. The quieter they are, the more others lean in. The gentler their smile, the more mysterious it feels. Their friendliness doesn't shout, it whispers. And that whisper lingers long after they're gone. Reason 2. They're masters of the silent burn. Picture this: someone disrespects a Sigma male. Maybe they throw a jab, raise their voice, or try to provoke a reaction. Most people would snap back, escalate the situation, or get visibly flustered. But the Sigma male? He does the opposite. No anger. No yelling. No dramatic exit. Just a calm, eerie, piercing silence that hangs in the air like a psychological fog. This is the silent burn, the Sigma male's trademark response to conflict, and it's one of the most misunderstood behaviors they possess. Contrary to what people think, this isn't emotional shutdown or repression. It's emotional control at its highest level. Sigma males feel emotions intensely, but they don't hand their power over to them. Instead, they take a step back, observe, and choose the most effective response, not the most explosive one. And more often than not, the most effective response is silence. Why? Because silence creates tension. Silence forces reflection. Silence exposes truth. When a Sigma male goes quiet, the other person is suddenly left alone with their own behavior. No distractions, no shouting match, no back and forth. Just their own conscience echoing in the silence. Psychologically, this is devastating. Humans aren't afraid of noise, we're afraid of the unknown. And silence, in moments of conflict, becomes a mirror that reflects back a person's insecurities, guilt, and motives. It makes them wonder, did I go too far? Why isn't he reacting? What is he thinking right now? That uncertainty burns more intensely than any argument ever could. The Sigma's calmness disarms their critic, leaving them confused, off balance, and often embarrassed. People expect chaos, but they get composure. They expect retaliation, but get stillness. And that's exactly why the silent burn is so effective. It's not loud. It's not aggressive. But it leaves an impact that people don't forget. Reason 3. They see rules as suggestions. One of the most defining and misunderstood traits of a Sigma male is his unique relationship with rules. While most people treat society's guidelines as unbreakable commandments, the Sigma sees them as flexible structures, frameworks, not absolutes. To him, rules are tools, not shackles. He doesn't reject them blindly, nor does he follow them without question. Instead, he evaluates every rule through his own internal lens. Does this make sense? Does this help me? Does this align with my values and direction? Or is it simply a tradition everyone follows out of habit? Society loves handing people a pre-written script. Finish school by a specific age. Choose a stable career path. Work until retirement. Live inside the boundaries everyone else accepts. Most people follow this script automatically, often because they've never been encouraged to question it. But the Sigma's mind doesn't operate on autopilot. His instinct is always to pause and analyze. Every path, every instruction, every expectation, he interrogates it with calm rationality. The Sigma understands a truth most people avoid. Just because something is normal doesn't mean it's right for you. If a rule helps him grow, protects him, or allows him to move efficiently through life, he'll use it. He's not anti-structure, he's anti-blind obedience. But if a rule is outdated, restrictive, inefficient, rooted in fear, or designed to maintain conformity rather than individuality, he simply steps around it, quietly, smoothly, without announcing anything. Sigma males don't rebel loudly to prove a point. They rebel intelligently to stay free. They don't need the world's permission to choose a different path. They don't ask for approval. They don't worry about whether others understand. They simply create their own rules that match their own vision. While others break rules impulsively to feel powerful, the Sigma bends them with purpose. He modifies, adapts, or replaces rules to preserve his independence. He isn't motivated by rebellion. He's motivated by efficiency, clarity, and authenticity. This is why people often find him confusing. They look at him and wonder, why doesn't he just follow the steps like everyone else? Why does he always do things differently? But the Sigma asks a far more intelligent, far more liberating question. Why should I follow a system that wasn't built for me? This subtle nonconformity is more dangerous and more inspiring than loud resistance. It makes the Sigma unpredictable in the best way. He can't be managed, manipulated, or boxed in. He moves according to his internal compass, not external pressure. And that's the real source of his power. He isn't controlled by rules. He evaluates them. He chooses deliberately. He decides what's worth following. In a world of people trained to obey, the Sigma male does something revolutionary. He thinks for himself. Reason 4. Their humor is as dry as the Sahara. Sigma males have a style of humor that stands in a category of its own. It doesn't come wrapped in loud laughter, dramatic gestures, or over-the-top delivery. No, Sigma humor is bone-dry, dust-dry, Sahara-level dry. It's the kind of humor that sneaks up on you. Most people don't even realize the Sigma was joking until the moment has already passed and their brain finally catches up. He'll drop a line so subtly, so casually, and with such a perfectly straight face that the room pauses, wondering, wait, was that a joke? That uncertainty is the power of Sigma humor. His jokes don't enter a conversation like fireworks. They slip in like a whisper, sharp and precise. A Sigma doesn't try to make people laugh. Instead, he lets his words do the work, often speaking in a tone identical to how he delivers serious statements. And that ambiguity, was he being playful or brutally honest, is exactly what makes his humor so intoxicating. Sigma humor hits on a delay. First it passes your ears. Then it hits your brain. Then it hits your soul. You don't just laugh immediately. You think about it, process it, and then laugh because it was smarter, sharper, and more insightful than anything else said in the conversation. This dry wit comes from the Sigma's natural role as the observer. While others talk loudly trying to be the center of attention, the Sigma watches. He studies the room, the dynamics, the contradictions in people's behavior. He sees the little absurdities others miss entirely, and his humor reflects that. His jokes are crafted from observation, accuracy, and brutal honesty. There's always a truth hidden inside them, sometimes soft, sometimes stinging, but always intentional. One sly comment from a Sigma can expose the irony in someone's behavior, cut through pretentiousness like a knife, dismantle an argument without raising a voice, shift the entire mood of a conversation. And all of it happens with calm, effortless delivery. People often replay his comments in their mind long after the interaction is over. Only then do they fully grasp just how sharp his humor actually was. His humor mirrors his personality. Intelligent, introspective, minimalistic, and layered. The surface always seems simple. But underneath, there's depth, truth, analysis, and insight. Not everyone gets it. Some people find Sigma humor confusing, even unsettling. Others think he's serious until they catch the tiny flicker of amusement in his eyes. But those who do get it, they become addicted to it. Sigma humor doesn't beg for attention. It doesn't try to entertain. It doesn't need validation. It simply exists, quietly sharp, effortlessly effective, and impossible to imitate. It's humor for people who pay attention. And that's exactly why it stands out. Reason 5. Their emotions are a locked vault. One of the most confusing and strangely captivating traits of Sigma males is their emotional secrecy. They feel things intensely, often more deeply than the average person, but you would never know it by simply looking at them. On the surface, they remain composed, calm, and nearly unreadable, as if every emotion is tucked away behind an unbreakable steel door. To most people, this emotional restraint feels mysterious. To the Sigma, it's simply how he survives. Sigma males don't suppress emotions, they master them. Instead of reacting impulsively or expressing everything outwardly, they take their feelings inward. They process privately, reflect deeply, and examine their emotions with logic, clarity, and precision. This is why they rarely lash out, break down publicly, or create drama. By the time a Sigma speaks or responds, he has already thought it through from every angle. This inward processing gives them a powerful advantage. They can't be emotionally manipulated. People can't push their buttons because those buttons are hidden. People can't guilt-trip them because they don't broadcast vulnerability. People can't provoke them because their reactions remain controlled and intentional. Their emotional vault becomes both a shield and a filter, protecting their inner world from unnecessary noise while allowing them to decide who truly deserves access. And that's what confuses people the most. In a world where oversharing is normalized, where emotions are posted online before they're even understood, and where openness is mistaken for compatibility, Sigma males stand out like a monument of self-control. Their silence isn't emptiness, it's discipline. Their calmness isn't apathy, it's emotional intelligence practiced to an elite degree. Only a very select few ever earn access to their deeper emotional layers. And for those who do, they discover that the Sigma isn't cold. He's warm in ways that are rare, steady, and deeply sincere. But that warmth is reserved, not distributed freely. By the end, these traits, this emotional precision, this silent resilience, are exactly what makes Sigma males so compelling. Their ability to remain grounded in chaos, to stay private in a world addicted to exposure, and to move through life guided by inner clarity instead of external noise sets them apart entirely. Their quirks aren't weaknesses, they're weapons. From their ghost-like social presence to their rule-bending intelligence, Sigma males prove that being different is a form of power. They challenge norms. They reject dependency. They master themselves before trying to understand anyone else. And that's why people can't stop watching them, even when they can't figure them out. Final words. So, which of these traits made you say, "What the loudest"? Was it the ghost-like friendliness? The silent burn? The rule-bending intelligence? The emotional vault? Or maybe the Sahara-dry humor that catches you off guard? Whatever it was, drop your thoughts in the comments below. I genuinely love to hear what resonated with you the most. Your perspective adds depth to these conversations, and you might be surprised how many people relate to your experience. If this deep exploration into the mind of the Sigma male stirred something in you, whether curiosity, fascination, or self-recognition, then don't stop here. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this journey is far from over. Every video we dive deeper into the psychology, the behaviors, and the inner world of the Sigma male, the parts most people never see and even fewer truly understand. Trust me, this is only the beginning. There are layers upon layers left to uncover. Mindsets, hidden strengths, paradoxical behaviors, and the quiet force that sets Sigma males apart in ways the world is just starting to notice. Until next time, stay observant, stay curious, and never stop embracing what makes you stand out in a world obsessed with fitting in.